It's his 7th year in power, and President Boni Yayi may appear to be paying undivided attention to his task of governance. But if he fails to listen to the discordant tunes being sung by citizens of the West African Republic of Benin, he may have a tough time conducting the local, parliamentary and presidential elections on the country's to-do list between the end of 2014 and 2016. After having gotten over protests which greeted his re-election for his second term in 2011, Beninois say he must meticulously address issues that surround the country's controversial electoral register.
On doit observer que depuis 90 et pendant 20 ans,
from 1990, it's been 20 years since Benin embraced democracy, with regular elections based on manual lists. That's the reason why elections were always followed by protest among politicians, who would all say the elections were fraudulent. For example, you will find the names of dead people on the voters' list.
The local government and parliamentary elections, which ought to have been held last year, are both being delayed until the list is corrected. The review window closed officially on Monday, with the government claiming that as many as 95% had registered and had errors on their data corrected. Wilfred Ngbedi, a local political correspondent, says he has reservations about the fact that children from 11.5 years old are allowed to register, although the voting age constitutionally is 18. Although the government insists this is to allow them vote in the future, he says the process is open to abuse.
If properly organized, we can expect that the next set of elections with the revised register will avoid problems which negatively affected previous elections. For example, protests against minors who used to register themselves and the names of dead people that still appear on the list. All of this must disappear if the list is properly revised.
I cannot say that it's true or it's false. It's on the day that people will come out and vote. Comparing to those who come out and those who came to register that time will know exactly if it's true or if it's false.
Section 35 of the country's constitution specifies 2 terms of not more than 5 years each for a serving president. It also specifies an age limit of not more than 70. Now, one of those conditions obviously does not work in favor of President Boni Yayi. Reports available to me from people around say that his efforts at reviewing the country's constitution to allow for another term in office have been repeatedly scuttled by citizens. But also, his efforts at introducing the electronic voter registration for the country have been marred by reports of inaccuracies, all of which now the Beninois insist he must rectify ahead of the coming elections if he is to successfully find a successor. Christy, TVC News, Cotonou, Benin Republic.